the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome to the Porter County Board of Commissioners meeting today, Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. Consent agenda.
Approval of payroll, June 5th and June 18th, 2026. Approval of claims, June 4th, June 11th, June 15th, 2026. Approval of minutes, June 2nd, 2026.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Announcements. We have an appointment to Porter County Airport Board Authority.
I nominate Jonathan Kraft.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, Ms. Debbie Gunn, 911. We're here to honor the administration team for becoming emergency number. We have a number of administration members for becoming an emergency number of professionals. Can you say that better than I can?
Probably not. Yes, so this is a prestigious certification.
Mhm.
There are only.
Are you?
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a highly prestigious certification given through NENA, the National Emergency Number Association, and it is actually an international organization, and EMP is the highest certification you can get through that organization. And to give it a little more context, there are 51 EMPs in the state of Indiana. Porter County has 5 of them, so we are 10% of the EMPs. It's a highly technical certification. It deals with telephony and your CAD systems and a lot of just high-tech stuff that was a difficult certification to obtain, but we did it together. We studied together. We all took our tests together, and we all passed together. So I'm incredibly proud of this administration and the work we put toward this.
Thank you.
And this, the 5 of you.
That's correct. We have Christina Valpatic. She is our training coordinator. Rich Howard is our IT manager. Andrew Barber, assistant director. Jeremy Neiman, our CAD administrator. And me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I did some homework, a little bit of homework on that. Those certifications are very difficult to get. So congratulations.
And can you just say, because most people, they're not really tuned in to the things that 911 does necessarily. What are they going to see? What is the general public going to see as a result of these certifications? How does that help the community at large?
Well, I can tell you that they have now an understanding of really the back end responsibility of 911, which is growing, as we know, technologically in leaps and bounds. And so I'm working with a team now who can confidently understand when we have demos from companies and when we have when we're in these meetings with all of the people, the vendors that are trying to sell us different things. I think that it gives us a more comprehensive understanding of what we're looking at and what is best for the citizens of Porter County. With where technology is going right now, you have your basic fundamental systems, and there's a lot of over-the-top applications. This helps us understand those intricately and really be able to assess the benefit or need for Porter County, or if it's just a superfluous ask. So all of them here, I feel, have always held that knowledge, but this gives them more of I think, a strong foundation and an understanding of those technical questions.
Great.
You know, I just want to say, it's a very challenging job that you guys do, and to take it to this next level is outstanding. And I hear the radio, I hear the calls. I know the great pressure you're all under, and the way you handle things. And I just want to say that on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, we congratulate you. And you also will all be receiving a letter from the Board of Commissioners for congratulating you on this big task. So thank you very much, and we appreciate what you do day in and day out.
Thank you.
Before you leave, is there any information you have during this past storm that we had when we had the tornadoes, and what kind of activity was going on in 911 at that time.
Actually, Andrew pulled a lot of stats. Could you come up and share those? If you have them off the top of your head.
Trust it, they're up.
Off the top of my head, I did pull statistics after the storm on June 11th to see just how much of an increase in call volume we saw over a span of about, I believe I checked it from 8 p.m. to about 1 a.m., which is when we had to call in extra staff to come in and help out. We saw an increase of over 100% of our overall call volume. The 8 o'clock hour between 8 and 9 p.m., that was our busiest hour. We saw an increase of over 30% of what our average call volume would be during an hour. So, yeah.
To the best of your knowledge, has that ever happened before?
Usually during storms like that is when, I mean, the variation. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. So for some perspective, the average June 2025 call stats during a 6-hour span, is about 126 inbound common calls. We saw a total volume increase of 161.9% from our average. In those same 6 hours, the busiest average hour in June of 2025, previous year, was 28 total inbound calls. This means the 8 o'clock hour saw an increase of about 317.8%.
So that's why you're bringing the extra.
Yeah. So we took a total of 330 inbound calls. We made outgoing 107 calls, so calls to NIPSCO or to tow trucks or to whoever. So in that 8 o'clock hour, we received 117 total inbound calls. And like I said, the previous June, our busy hour during kind of that time of day was only about 28. So large increase.
Well, it's all hands on deck.
Yeah, absolutely.
You did well.
Thank you.
There was some concern about sirens, or there was some issue that one of the fire departments had.
There was issues with the radios, which obviously a tornado comes through, it's going to damage the infrastructure. So we're working with the state that runs that radio system to kind of shore up those things and make sure in the future it's more stable, hopefully.
I'm not sure how we can really mitigate an EF3 or EF4 tornado, but there are ways that we can, I think, bolster our simulcast system here in Porter County, in which I've reached out to several of our vendors to look for some alternatives and some enhancements.
Right. Yeah, there was a question as to why Center Township, Valparaiso, did not receive the siren, the tornado siren, the severe storm siren, when they were receiving it down around Collins. And my understanding is that decision is made by the National Weather Service. They control that. We don't control it.
Yeah, those are all automatic.
And they determine that by they're tracking the tornado and seeing where it's headed. Its path.
Yeah, those are automatically activated by the National Weather Service. If I'm not mistaken, EMA actually maintains them and makes sure they're all working.
That's correct.
Activate them.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Could we possibly get
And great job.
Thank you. Could we get a picture with the committee?
Sure.
Yep. Thank you.
Where would you like it, Debbie?
Maybe over here.
Okay.
Or how about right here? You guys want to stand there?
Yeah.
Stand in front. There's not a lot of movement.
Can you see? Hey, don't block me, man. I'm wearing a tie.
You two, Debbie, can you go to the left a little, and you go to the right a little so we don't block the head?
Yeah, this is my guy. You're really young for that.
Sorry, be bossy.
10:40. Talk to me in a second. Talk to me in a second. You're going to airbrush any imperfection. Perfect.
Thank you.
Nothing but scar.
Thank you.
One of these days, I really will. I really will.
Okay, next. We have a local disaster emergency declaration. Scott, can you speak on that a little bit?
Yes, sir. So
So whereas Porter County has been impacted by or was immediately threatened by a natural disaster, the incident began on 6/11 of 2026, resulting in numerous roadways being closed due to downed trees and power lines, numerous homes and businesses being damaged, and numerous areas inundated with debris. Now, therefore, the Porter County Board of Commissioners declare that a local disaster emergency exists in the county, and we hereby invoke and declare those portions of the Indiana Code that are applicable to the conditions and have caused the issuance of this proclamation to be in full force and effect in the county for the exercise of all necessary emergency authority for protection of its lives and property of the people of this county and the restoration of local government with a minimum of interruption. That is the core of the local disaster emergency declaration. The entirety of that is in our office, but I do believe it's in form for me to recommend for you to approve.
I move that we approve.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I got to tell you, we had a lot of destruction and property loss, but we're truly blessed that, we didn't have any fatalities or any, major injuries. So, hopefully, the summer gets better for us. But, when you look at everything can be replaced, to some degree. But the loss of life, at least we dodged that. So we're very grateful for that. So, you have to look at the positives in everything, I guess. Okay, moving on. We have an MOU between the Board of Porter County Commissioners and Jasper County Board of Commissioners regarding the use of Porter County's high flow pump testing equipment. I've worked on this for several months with Mr. Harper in our weights and measures. And what this is, and the attorney Scott, we've all worked on this. We've always had an agreement with Jasper to use our low flow equipment to protect their gas stations. They don't have that capability or that equipment, and so they would use our equipment, rent our equipment, and they would pay for the man hours on their own and pay us for the equipment. We've now gone and we have now a high flow pump testing equipment to do larger gas stations, like for instance truck stops and high diesel pumps. And when we did purchase this, at the time Jasper didn't have those types of gas stations. In the last several years they have acquired them, and they had asked our weights and measures if they would be interested in doing so. And so we worked these numbers around with Scott and Mr. Harper and Weights and Measurements, and we came up with an amount of $6,000 a year to test their few gas stations they have. This is only a one-time test. That's all they need to be certified for. And considering we have done their low flow for years, we felt that this amount was good enough. Their Board of Commissioners looked at it and they felt it was a fair amount, and they were also in agreement. So that's what this is about. Any questions?
Motion to approve, 5,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Facilities. Mr. Phil, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, start with Sheriff's Department.
Back in December, you guys approved getting the sheriff's garages painted. Well, I thought the price was a little crazy, and I wasn't happy with the painter. He was the same one that did JDC and some of our other painting. I had another company come out, so I'd like to get the approval to use Whitestone painting for less than half the cost to do both full barns.
Can you just state the amount for the record?
For $14,350 to be paid out of the bond, my bond.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Just curious, though, what colors are they?
I'm gonna have them match the EMA building that's right down the street.
Yep.
That way they start to look consistent.
So no mural of the sheriff on the side of the building.
I mean, if he wants to pay for part of it, I'd be happy.
He might.
Then I have F.E. Moran doing sewer repair for $15,200 to be paid out of the commissioner's general fund for the jail.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Sheriff's residence.
I'd like to have RTC Construction to do the repairs in the back. That's changing out windows, fixing some of the flooring, and then also getting rid of the lead paint for $28,569, but I'll pay out of our budget.
And Barb, why don't you explain the larger point of this, or purpose, I should say, of this?
Well, one of the things that we did a couple years ago was we renovated the actual sheriff's residence portion of it, borrowed money from our RDC so that we could lease that building out. It had been unoccupied at that point in time when we started the conversation for 3 years. By the time we actually occupied it, it had been 4 years that it had been sitting vacant. And you know what happens to buildings when they just sit there, nobody occupies them, they just start to fall. So we fixed it with the help of facilities, and we were able to lease that out to Market 102 with just the perfect little boutique. It fits that building so well, as well as that corridor in Valparaiso. But they've been so successful, they want to move into what we call the old jail. And that had been part of the museum many years ago. And it does need some renovations. And like Phil had said, there's some lead paint in there. So we want to fix that up so that they can now expand into the back of that building. And I think that'll even be a really cool experience to be able to shop in a jail cell.
And
Right.
they understand that, what do you project this to be finished?
So once I get the approval and they give the okay, the windows are, because it's custom made, because we were saying about a 5 to 6 week wait, and they'll coordinate with the windows being in, so start the work and everything and the painting to be done for as soon as the windows are there, they're ready to go. So I hope by the end of July they'll be completely done.
So just so the current renter understands, they are not to move a box in there until we approve the rent increase.
Yes.
We have to determine, I don't know how we're going to determine that, but I'm sure there's some kind of solution.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. Very good.
Great.
Okay.
Okay, I move that we approve the building modifications in the amount of $28,569 for the sheriff's residence.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
One other thing I just wanted to mention too is I believe that the NIPSCO bill at the time we looked at it was $40,000 a year, and that's because there were windows broken. And once this is all done and all the utilities are being covered by somebody else, they're not going to be on the taxpayer expense. I'm really glad we're going to have a business in there that can really take care of the place, and it's going to reduce our overhead and the amount that we need to spend on it.
And they really enjoy that building too.
Yeah, I agree, Barb. And also that, it's a historically significant building. So to have somebody help us care for it is just all the better. A genius idea to move them in there. I'm glad I thought of it. No, that was Barb's idea. But it was a great use of that building, and it's nice to see that they'll be expanding.
But when you walk in there, and on the very first day they open, I asked the sheriff to come with me because it's the old sheriff's residence, and it was just so cool. I mean, it just seems like such a perfect use of that building. I think you would agree, right, Sheriff?
Although I think the back of it that we're going to renovate is haunted. Just saying.
They swear they hear stuff all the time in that building.
Well, I bet they do.
My last thing is at the admin, our loading dock. has been seized up for quite a while since apparently I found out since like November last year you can't even use it. So out of my own budget, I like to have overhead door, replace the whole loading dock for 5,600, and it's going to be all the metal hardware, the bumpers for vehicles coming in.
Out here?
Yep. They can't even use it right now. I was brought to my attention by recycling that they wanted to pick up the computer stuff, but the it's a hand one. So when you put the gear in, you lift it up, it just stays in a triangle. It won't lay out or anything. So we can't even use it as a function or anything.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that's the original door, I'm assuming.
That's the original hardware out there for everything.
It's
we got
warped.
life out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
We got our money's worth.
Thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next, we have IT Jeffrey Spires. Is he here? He might have got caught up. We'll push that off. So water.
I move that we approve the enterprise quote for $620.88 for 60 months.
Thank you.
Think you'll get it this time?
I'm hoping.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Commissioner Rickness should have called you this morning. You had to drive clear down here. Shame on her.
Well, what can we say?
Was that a motion?
I moved already.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Would you please call them right now?
No, when I'm back at the office, that's the first phone call. I don't waste any.
And thank you for the cookies. That was very nice.
You're welcome. Well, I promise cookies.
Wait a second. We don't want to let people know that. No.
Nobody gives us.
That was prior to the meeting.
Nobody like the sheriff's department or anything.
Oh boy.
They never give us cookies.
Okay, next 911. Miss Debbie Gunn.
Hello again.
Ew.
You have this is for Rave approval for a 5-year Rave mobile safety renewal in the amount of $59,351.61 per year for a total contract value of $296,758.05.
Yes. I'll give a little background with Rave. We have been Rave customers now since 2011. We were the charter county in Indiana. Our usage of Rave, they have several different products on their platform, has continued to grow. The last time that I requested a contract renewal, we had increased our public awareness over 500%, if you may recall. It was 3 years ago. And we are continuing to develop the product and use it countywide in I think, just phenomenal ways. One I would like to share is the Safe School Committee has moved from Hero 911, which is a officer-facing notification app, to Rave Panic Button. And what that does is all of the schools now are utilizing Rave Panic Button. It's an app that they can use, worst case scenario, a school shooting, but they can also, there's other variables, EMS emergencies, fire emergencies. And once they push that button on the app, it sends notification to the 911 center immediately via our Rave command view, which is something that we had not had in the past. So it gives us eyes on an incident much sooner. And all of that is coupled with the facility profiles that are built within Rave that all of the schools have spent a lot of time building, as well as Porter County government has facility profiles as well. So it's a phenomenal tool that we just continue finding ways to grow and really provision for our use. And I'd like to share a personal story, because I think Rave is, I'm so grateful that I have Rave on my phone, and I encourage everyone to download Smart 911. With the Smart 911 app, you can choose your notification options through the application. And I have it on my phone, and I have chosen to be notified of weather alerts. My husband and I were driving southbound on Smoke Road June 11th, and we got Rave alerts associated with the tornado, and it gave the actual trajectory of the tornado's path. And we stopped and turned around, and waited till it passed, and when we headed back down Smoke, at 8 and Smoke, I don't know if anyone saw it, but 8 and Smoke, that tornado came through, knocked down the signs there, the whole tree line that's on the south side of 8, totally knocked down. So I can't say that we would have definitely been injured, but it was because of the rave alert we got on our phone that we stopped and turned around and came back. So I encourage everyone to download it. It's a valuable tool on many different levels within the county.
And it's free.
It is free. Smart 911 apps are free. I did choose this year a little bit different than my last renewal request. I chose 5 years. That will leave the price static. It won't increase our price yearly. We're paying now.
I move that. Oh, I'm sorry.
So the issues in the past with rate, I mean, everybody agreed it's a very valuable tool that people would just use it. So you're telling me that the participation rate has increased 500% in the last 24 months or whatever?
Well, it was actually 3 years ago. So we were a beta county for Rave, and I was kind of you may remember, may not. It's been a while. I was researching other products, and other products offer a notification platform that mines their data through all of the terms and conditions that we'll get. We don't even read those, and we just accept those. Well, what that does is it creates a pool of information for these vendors to utilize, um, you know, based on maybe a person's, I won't call it ignorance, but just lack of real reading all of those terms and conditions. There were other companies that were doing that. Rave was hesitant to do it, but recognized the value for emergency purposes and wanted to beta test that and used Porter County. So that increased our notification for things like when we have missing people. Those notifications will now go out to a much broader scope of participants because of that. And as we continue moving forward, Smart 911 is an opt-in. So that aspect of the application has to be physically touched by the users. But we're still promoting that, and it is still incrementally growing. The massive growth, though, was from the data mine that we now have provided to Rave.
So what does somebody do if they want to sign up for this?
They go to smart911.com, and it's a very simple process. Once you sign up, your data is never shared, your information is never shared with anyone else. And every 6 months, you'll just receive a text basically saying, go in, check your profile, make sure all of your information is correct. You just hit OK, and then you stay current on the app. And you can put the information, the personal information you share can be vague or it can be really in depth. You can notify responders of where you may have gas lines or weapons in your home or animals, or obviously the most important being if you have illnesses in your home, any health conditions. All of those things can be added to the app, and that will just give us as first responders the first glimpse into what responders are actually responding to.
And when we originally signed up with this in 2011, it was made clear that under no circumstances is any of that information, personal information, shared with anybody, including other governmental agencies.
That's correct. The only people that have access to it would be any other. What is interesting about the app itself is if there are any other counties throughout the country who utilize Rave as well, that profile will pop up in their centers as well. So Tennessee, the whole state of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken, utilizes Rave. If you're driving through Tennessee and you get in an accident and you call 911, maybe you're incapacitated, you can't communicate, your profile comes up, you can put emergency contacts in there. The dispatcher would see, in case of emergency, contact my daughter, and we have that information immediately. So it is a nationwide product.
Or that I'm a diabetic.
Absolutely. Yep.
Good.
I move that.
Expensive, but it's worth the value.
Well, in addition, all of the notifications you get for your road closures that the highway department sends out, and we get those daily, that's all part of the app as well.
I do that myself.
I move that we approve the rate renewal for 5 years and the total contract value of $296,758.05.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, second, request for authorization for funding for 2 additional first-class telecommunicator positions, resulting in an increase in budget frontline staffing from 32 to 34 positions and to increase the number of CTO stipends from 6 to 8.
Do we need to do this in a commissioners meeting, or is this part of the budget meeting?
It's both.
Okay.
So the commissioners do it so the council knows the department head has asked and has the blessing of the executive to move it on for budgeting and appropriation.
Okay.
I guess I want to pump the brakes on this just a little bit. After further review of my budget and also where we are with our staffing right now, I would like to hold off on requesting the 2 additional positions now. For transparency and so everyone's aware, I will be asking for those 2 additional positions for the 2027 budget cycle. The reason that I'm asking for those positions, it will increase our numbers from 32 to 34. We are going to be adding an additional talk group for the consolidation of Porter and Chesterton in order for them to have their own talk group. To do that, right now we have 5 dispatch positions, and that will move us to 6 dispatch positions. That means that's a position that's going to have to be manned 24/7. So with our numbers, we're going to have to. Our day minimum right now is 6. Our night minimum is 5. With the addition of another talk group, we will have to increase those minimums to 7 and 6, 7 on days, 6 on nights. There's been a lot of conversation in the background, and until we are fully staffed and we have those numbers released in order to man that position, Chesterton and Porter have agreed to consolidate with the sheriff talk group in the interim, working toward this goal. But because where I am right now, and now that segues into my ask for the additional CTO stipends. Several years ago, we had 8 CTO stipends approved. Last year, at one point during 2025, I asked to remove 2 of those and move them to CAD administrator stipends. At the end of the year last year, the CAD administrator position was approved, so now we no longer need and we no longer use the 2 CAD administrator stipends. I'm asking for the 2 CTO stipends to be returned to the budget so that we can get these people hired and fully trained.
So you will be asking the council for those.
I will be asking for the CTO stipends.
Just for the CTO stipend.
Correct.
The 2 additional positions you'll be requesting during next year's budget for 2027.
That's correct.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next. The auditor.
Hi. You were so quiet over there. I didn't even know you were there.
You have a Dorset Consulting LLC agreement to provide fiscal year professional consulting services. Contract terms option 1 year cost allocation plan not to exceed $13,500, or 3-year end cost allocation plans not to exceed $36,000.
Hey Brian, I read the thing, but can you put it in English as to what this person is going to, or this LLC is going to do for you?
Sure.
It's pronounced Dorset.
Yes. So Dorset Consulting has been with the county now 10 plus years. What they do is they take our direct and indirect costs for all of the 40 courts, prosecutors, and they break it down into a cost allocation plan. So depending on the amount of square footage that we use for these activities, for some of the salaries, for some of the utilities, we're allowed to reimburse the county based off what their findings are. The average that we bring in from this consulting is right around $190,000 a year.
So it's definitely a good return on investment. Then I move that we approve.
I would request that we do the 3-year, $36,000.
I move that we approve the 3-year plan for $36,000 with Dorset.
If we do it that way.
Yes, not to exceed.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you, Ryan.
IT, Mr. Jeffrey Spires.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
You have in front of you a request to extend the licensing on our storage area networks. We have to get an extended warranty. They are due for refresh, but in the time period and time frames when they expire, which is next month, we need to extend that warranty instead of replacing them.
And do you have the pricing? It's not on the agenda.
I should have. It was. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It was just over $100,000, and I can get that pricing for you.
Is there any way we can get the exact amount on there?
Look, I'm not approving anything.
Yep.
I have a price.
Yep, I have the price. I'll get it for you.
Okay.
I apologize for not.
We went through this. Well, you're new.
Yep.
We went through this last meeting. When these requests appear on the agenda, they have to have the price.
Yep.
Contract's going to be approved on the agenda.
I can look it up for real quick. Apologize. I thought it was shared with him, but I didn't.
$122,000.
Thank you.
$151.25.
That is the price.
Say that again.
$122,251.25.
I move,
Area Networks extended warranty and license.
Yes.
I move that we approve.
Second.
Thank you.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Sheriff's Department. Mr. Ballin? We have a resolution of the Porter County Board of Commissioners establishing an hourly rate for use of Porter County Sheriff's Department squad cars pursuant to IC 9-21-23.5 and requiring execution of an indemnification agreement.
Motion approved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right. Thanks. All right.
Do we also have the second piece of that? Didn't we have to do something else besides that? Yep. Okay. All right.
Highway Department,
What are you limping for?
Mr. Polaric.
So we're easy on you. Feel sorry for you.
Kyle's got the best of it.
Well,
Oh.
never learn.
I
Stand behind him.
need to put some weight on.
You have a request for an additional appropriations of funds for account building liability insurance in the amount of $77,600 for increase in insurance premium.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, you have County Road 1050 North Cement Stabilization Project, County Road 1050 North from 50 West to 125 in Liberty Township. Request to advertise internal bid documents and receive bids for cement stabilization. Bids to be opened at the July 14th, 2026 Commissioners meeting.
Can you just explain cement stabilization? I mean, on the surface, I think I know what that means,
Yeah.
but
The what it is you go up there with a big machine. It's a reclaimer. They grind up the asphalt, the stone underneath it, everything down to a total of about 12 inches, and then they mix cement in with it. So then that actually turns into about a foot of cement, and then we put new asphalt over the top of it. The issue we have up there on 1050 North is we had borings done, and over the decades it had a bunch of fill put in there, so it's real bad soil underneath. And this is the best remedy next to digging out about 4 inches or 4 foot of fill and replacing that, which would cost way more than we have. So we're going to put drain tiles along the edge of the road and underneath the road. so that under that 12 inches of cement stabilized soil and road base will be drained with drainage tile.
So it'll be good for another 25 years.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Well, actually, I get a lot of residents asking about that. So
Yeah.
you guys, as usual, were right on top of it and had it targeted for repair. So thank you. I know the residents out there appreciate it because that looks like it's been through a war zone.
Yeah, and it was paved I think 5 years ago maybe, and then last year we went and digged the bad spots out from the frost, and we ended up hitting water about a foot down.
Yeah.
So we got to get the water out of there, and we'll put that cement in there. So
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And we have a discussion of the suspension of the gas tax overview.
I forwarded you all an email from the Indiana Association of Counties, and they kind of did a good job of breaking down what we can expect to happen. When we run these numbers, we're kind of looking that over the next 3 months we could possibly lose about over $1 million in revenue from the state,
right,
between our local roads and streets and our right now in our local roads and streets fund and our restricted MVH fund, we're good as far as the cash to carry us through that. The issue may end up being the unrestricted, because right now is the time of year where we build that cash reserve back up to get us through the winter. Because even though plowing snow and salting roads it's not considered restricted work by the state.
And this is all a result of
the governor's suspension of the gas tax.
I understand the governor's made a statement that they try to make good on
that. He has stated that several times, that he's going to make the municipalities, counties, and cities whole. But we'll see that when it happens.
Oh, we'll keep reminding.
So, Jim, what are you recommending? Are you recommending that we not do everything because we might not be made whole, and then you're going to be really short in the fall?
Well, I think as of now, we're going to have to start cutting back on some of our projects, or at least pushing them off until the fall when we do make sure we have the money. Like I said, the hospital money, where a lot of this is being paid out of, those projects are still good, obviously, because the money's there from the hospital. But what we have to watch is our unrestricted payroll and stuff. And what really hurt us is for the last 2 weeks, we've been cleaning up from the tornado, and all that is unrestricted, unrestricted. I'm sorry.
And that's where we're making payroll out of.
Correct.
Unrestricted.
Out of unrestricted.
So
we're usually this time of year we're making payroll out of restricted because we're all building roads and.
We need to cut. We're going to have to cut that until we know for sure that we're going to be made whole.
Yeah. Now, I know what some counties have done is they've started offering employees just unpaid time off. And we don't want to go that route, but that is what some counties have started doing.
Well,
I think we need to.
Yeah.
I think we need to find an alternative.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's what other counties are doing. But so we're just got to start watching that one fund of the unrestricted, and hope that they do.
The only alternative would be is if we don't watch it, and the worst comes to realize that we run out of money there, we will be forced to go to the council for the additional.
Right. And according to State Board of Accounts, because restricted and unrestricted are all one fund, so you can run one in the red, but as long as it has to balance, it has to be zeroed out or in the black by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So if the state does come through and give us the money that they said they're going to make us whole, we'll be fine. Otherwise, we may run into issues come December when we have to balance.
When it matters.
Well, you're going to keep us totally up to date, unless.
Correct. Yeah, we had our first deposit last week, I believe it was, but it only realized about 1 week's worth of the gas tax at the PAT, and it cut our MVH funding roughly $50,000 that month.
That's only 1 week.
And that's only 1 week.
1 week. Well, just
we'll cross our fingers that
keep an eye on it as we go along.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Stormwater Development Management, Mr. Jabo.
Man, you have a really agenda here today.
2 in a row.
Were you on vacation?
No, we got everything caught up. Good morning.
Morning. You have a resolution establishing policy and procedures for placement of honorary street signs within the public right-of-way or on public property.
Late last winter, early this spring, I was approached by a resident wanting to put a street name sign and on a person that lived in the neighborhood and suddenly passed away. Very touching story. I talked to the Superintendent Polaric. He said they've never done that, or they're a policy. So I did a little research online and found some examples, St. Joe County and other places in Indiana, where they do have a policy. And it makes it a fair, equitable situation. There's certain steps petitioners must go through, such as getting petitions signed by so many people. They obviously pay for the cost of the signs and the labor for our departments to put them up. So before you, and I sent it out to you earlier last month for your review, there's a resolution that would create such procedures and for your consideration. And I'll take any questions you may.
I think this is a great idea, and I thank you so much for spending as much time as you did on this. So I think it was very well done. Did you have a chance to look at it, Scott?
Scott, what other than having number of signatures, what other control county have on a request to put another name up on a street?
If I might interject, if you in the resolution, the commissioners have the last word. All of them have to come before the commissioners and be approved.
All right.
Yeah, it's not up. You have to come here, and the commissioners have to see the signature, see the underlying signature. The process has been followed and agree.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mike could have said that. That just asking him just cost me another $50.
Well, I'm
$100. $100.
well, you're paying me nothing. So
I move that we approve this resolution.
Second.
We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Second, you have an update on County Road 100 South Safety Construction Project from 200 West, 725 West to 750 East of 675 West Porter Township.
as a preface, there's a bunch of projects going on that are causing gridlock, especially in North County, Liberty Township, and Jackson Township. So
Picking on us.
no, we're not.
Now, Martin was not here earlier to give the bridge report, but two of those bridges were supposed to.
I have a report for all of them.
Okay.
So I'm going to expand. I'll talk about this one. If you permit me, I will tell you about all the other projects that are snarling traffic in the county. As you know, County Road 100 South has been a project, for 20 plus years. Originally, it started out, it was going to improve the road from State Road 2 all the way to the county line by Lakes of the Four Seasons. Never had enough money to do it even back in those days in the 90s and the early 2000s. Project since kind of got redefined as a safety project of taking out these rolling hills that as you approach Lakes of the Four Seasons in the area of 725 West and 675 West. There's a lot of hidden driveways. Those two particular intersections are hidden. People do travel at a high rate of speed along that road. So the project was redefined to take out those hills and create safety. Matter of fact, I remember a day, I think Commissioner Biggs, you were a commissioner back there in the 90s, where there were fatals there. And the insurance company was so concerned by that, came in and did what we call today a road safety audit of those intersections, and certain things were done, such as rumble strips and signs, but those things don't last forever. And being that there's a school down one of those roads, Porter Lakes Elementary is there, so it's a very busy place. Since NDOT put the interchange at 109th and I-65, 109th turns into 100 South. Winfield has made improvements to their stretch of 109th. This is a very popular road for people going to and from mid-south Porter County, Valparaiso area. They come down State Road 2, scoot across that way to get on I-65. So the project finally came to fruition. Bought 51 parcels of land to get the road widened if necessary. There was some mitigation of wetlands. The project was let by INDOT on May 7th of this year, and the low bidder was Reith Riley at just over $5.4 million for this project. So, talking about the schedule. Now, during the project development, a lot of coordination was done with a lot of the agencies, such as the schools, the fire services, etc., like that. So, here, based on the contract amount, there is a intermediate. This is going to be a 2-season job. It got let late in the year, so it's going to have to go 2 seasons. Plus, it's a pretty big job. The first is an intermediate completion date of October 30th of 2026. They can close the roads for 70 calendar days continuously, but once they start, they only get 70 days.
So they got to make sure their start date is a good start date.
They have to be done. They can do those 70 days wherever they want to put them.
Mhm.
They got to be done by
Yeah.
October 30th.
Mhm.
We had a pre-construction meeting last week with the contractor and all parties. Sounds like toward the latter part of July, he may get out there and get doing things when the closure occurs, maybe plus or minus, or a little more time than that. But we certainly will get the information out to all the agencies, things like that. So that's this year. Then next year, they have a final completion or substantial completion of September 30th of 2027. Next year, they get to close the road again, but they only get to do it for 110 calendar days. So that's just short of
That's, yeah, 4 months.
4 months?
Yeah.
Just short of 4 months.
What's the alternate route?
There is a detour posted. We're going to be using County Line Road over on the Lake County side. We've coordinated with the town of Winfield and all.
Mhm.
I think going up to maybe Division Road, I believe. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But yes, there's an official detour posting. Residents will be able to access their driveways that live along that stretch. And I believe it also includes provisions made, hopefully, for emergency vehicles. If they need to, they can pass through as well. But it's a very heavily traveled and busy road. We're going to be videotaping the roads in Lake County on our side of the line, to see what kind of damage gets done due to the increased traffic loads on those streets. So that's the first one. Any questions?
I mean, the project's been in the works for a long time,
I think everybody will like it when done. We're just going to have to suffer through it, get it built.
Drive on that road a lot now. This is going to.
Yeah, it's a busy road, but is there ever a good time to shut down a road? It's one of those. I know it's been an INDOT project for years,
Mm-hmm.
and I know the clock is ticking on that time limit.
And we were able to get 80% of the cost from Federal Highway Administration, so I think it was a good leverage of our money. Now on to some good news. Meridian Road north of US 6, our anticipation will be open by the end of this week.
Yes.
Originally, the contract substantial completion date was August 7th, so that by a week and a half, 2 weeks, so we're very appreciative of the contractor's effort.
Yeah.
Mineral Springs Road over the east branch of the Little Calumet River, we call it Bridge 150. That thing was bid October of last year. The substantial completion date for that is August 1st, although there may be 17 days behind schedule because of the depth of the pilot. There was more depth that needed to be done, but they're working to accelerate that. So I would say anytime between as early as October 1st to middle of October, that could be open, or August, I'm sorry. That could be open. US 6 over Salt Creek, that's just east of 149. Again, back to Meridian Road. This bridge is causing havoc in the township. I talked to NDOT this week. They anticipate it to be open on June 27th, which is again the end of this week, or at the latest early next week. So that will be open.
So both of those at the end of this week or early next week.
Correct.
Yeah, good.
Then the other NDOT project is US 6 over Coffee Creek. That's between Mander and Old Suman Road. That has a substantial completion date at the middle of July.
Wow.
So 6 will be open. Right now, 6 is kind of a ghost town in certain areas.
Yeah.
Right. Then finally, County Road 200 West, Babcock Road, Bridge 132. We had a pre-construction meeting next week. There's 2 utilities, Comcast and NIPSCO. We got to get clear. We're working hard to get them done. But we do have to wait for materials. You guys previously approved us getting advanced orders of material.
Yeah.
So we didn't wait for a contractor. We got the beams and the bearing pads all ordered. Contractors should be mobilizing there not too distant future. They'll start mobilization, demolishing the old bridge. The substantial completion date for that project is October 15th of this year, God willing. And we're hoping that can go fairly smooth once we get those utilities out of the way. So that's a report of some of the critical.
Did you mention Meridian?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
Open the end of this week.
All good news. Good news.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Great, thank you. Next, block party road closure.
This is your second year, right? Third? Okay.
Still waiting for you guys to come.
This is us.
I move that we approve the request to close Glendale Drive between Sweet Bay and Maryland Way on Saturday, July 11th, 2026 from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Second. We have motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Party on.
Party on.
Courtside Ministries. Good morning.
Morning.
You are asking for permission to use the courthouse grounds, southwest corner, every Tuesday to offer prayer starting on July 7th, 2026 through October 27th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yeah, originally we would do this for a whole year, but I think last time I came here, you were concerned about increased use of the courthouse, and we kind of wanted to see what happened. And
As far as I think what you're referring to is that you had come in and maybe requested several dates at the beginning of the year and they wanted to hold off. Is that what you're referring to?
refresh my memory.
It's your question. So what is your
No, I mean, normally we get this approval for a whole year, and you approved it for 6 months because you were concerned about other groups coming in and increased use.
right?
That,
Okay, so that is what I was referring to. And we did have significant use of the courthouse grounds through last year, and it has slowed down a little at the beginning of this year. But to answer your question, we had, I would probably say, one of our heaviest uses of the courthouse grounds in 2025 leading into 2026.
okay.
So much so we had to.
So that is why we were hesitant as a board to say past 6 months because
So you,
we don't know
right.
who else is coming in.
Yes.
And what does this look like when you're there? Is it just you or?
There's usually 2 of us, 2 to 4 people, and we set up a table down where the UPS box is that has our free materials to give out to people. And basically, when people come in, we just say, "Can we pray with you about anything?" And people coming into the courthouse sometimes are coming under very stressful situations, and just appreciate a word to the Lord to help them out, give them peace in a stressful situation. So we always ask their permission, and then we'll pray with them if they agree.
Well, I'm fine with offering every Tuesday.
Mhm.
If the
I move that we approve the request.
Second. We have motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Approved. Thank you. Okay, any other matters which may come properly before the Board of Commissioners? May anyone like to speak? Yes? Yes, you can come up here.
First of all, I'm Patty Burton. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Morale.
meet you.
And the reason I'm here today is that in my area, matter of fact, I live on 675, everybody. So yes, thank you for the safety of changing that road, but I'm not here today for that. I'm here today because in my area, my neighborhood, we have a neighbor that had excessive dogs. It's been continuing for several years. And when I went to Porter County Animal Control, speaking of concerns and as a resident and having a neighbor that I thought that wasn't really treating the animals properly, what I found out is that there's not a lot that they can hear from us in the community to make a strong concern that they would have rights to check on these animals. So then I said, well, how many animals can you have in a community before you guys are aware of an excessive amount of community, such as maybe breeding, maybe fostering, maybe nonprofit? And they said, we don't have anything like that. I'm in District 1. That's why I said hello to Mr. Morales, everybody. In my community, what they told me, Porter County Animal Control, is that we're considered rural agricultural still. So there's no limit on animals. So what my concern is to say, how can we as citizens approach animal control where they think that maybe there is an excessive, right? And to check it out. And if people are breeding animals, or let's say I decide to be a foster with a nonprofit, I think maybe that should be recognized in our community. And then if that was a fostered family and home, they could say, hey, this nonprofit organization has them as use. We know there's animals there. Everybody knows when you take in an animal, it does take a while, right, to get that animal back acclimated into a family. But it seems like there's nothing that when you go to Porter County Animal Control, that there is something that they can hear your concern and do a well-being check. I think that's what I got out of that they weren't going to come in to do a well-being check. So the reason I'm here is that how they explained it to me was the commissioners kind of set their guides and ordinances within the community. And I said, well, then I'll bring this to the commissioners to see if, maybe we can get more involved with animal control. One thing too, I was talking to Mr. Morales, and I said, well, isn't there like a tax, or isn't there a certification, or isn't there something that we as, residents of the county, that we have to say we have animals? And in my opinion, I think animals are getting abandoned more. I just turned in a cat. I just turned in a kitten. And when animal control talked to me, they were like, we can't take anything. We're at capacity. And I said, how do I release a kitten into the woods? I can't do that. That's inhumane to me. So I think animal control is being, what I want to say, at its seams with animals being released. I think that if somebody within their county comes to them, maybe they can help coach us to say what our concern is and where they can have law to work with us. I just felt like I didn't have a lot of avenues. I did, show them things that I was concerned about, but they said, if you don't have black and white for the judge to see black and white, I can't help you. And that's where we're at today.
How many dogs are on the property?
Well, I'll tell you what, they come and go. The animals do come and go. There has been times where, I know there's been excessive of say 20 animals, and they're in a small kind of like backyard fenced-in pen area. It's not acres, or they don't roam the dogs, they don't walk the dogs or anything like that. I just don't know what
are they doing with the?
Well, and I think
well, that's
there's
my opinion, right? I don't know them personally. I don't go in their home. I don't talk and socialize with them. So that would be my personal opinion if I told you what I thought they did with the dogs. I mean, I believe that they probably breed these animals. That's what I believe.
Well, then they're running a business.
I have no proof of anything. All I have is I'm just a concerned neighbor, and this is something I was handling. I have been very, very blind eye to a lot of things because neighbors do that, right? You try to work with each other, and I have reported them a couple times within year spans where I try to work with them. But the reason I came here today was, like I said, when I talked with the law enforcement and the group at Animal Control, it seemed like a lot of their standards, or what I want to say, ordinances come from the help with you guys. You guys are part of them. And that's
So the commissioners do produce animal control ordinances.
yes.
The animal control ordinances do not, I believe, have a limit on animals. However, that's not the end of the story.
Okay.
Our zoning does have a limit on the amount of dogs before it becomes, by definition, a kennel.
Okay.
I believe off the top of my head that number is 4. When you get to 4 or more, I believe you're at a kennel. It may be the 5th dog you're at a kennel. Again, I may be 1 dog off or 1 animal off.
Mhm.
But the underlying zoning does control that. And the Board of Zoning Appeals and the Plan Commission routinely handle requests for kennel operations or for more animals. So the animal control officer may not have that authority. However, our code enforcement does have that authority, and that is something that is in the normal bailiwick of that department, is whether or not there's too many animals, therefore in violation of our underlying zoning.
Okay.
I agree, we do not have something like a wellness check for someone else's animals.
Mhm.
So to enter where we do start to get into the gray area, so to speak, is when does the animal control officer have enough to enter someone's private property? That is normally when they're looking for something to give them more of an indication that I'm worried or I think.
Okay.
I've seen, I've heard, I have some sort of proof.
Okay.
That is some of the hesitation because we have individuals coming to private property in a quasi law enforcement manner. That's why they're looking for something to hang their hat on, so to speak, of why we're here. We have this complaint that's documented.
Okay.
When it comes to the number of animals or the number of what's happening, that is not animal control. That is a zoning question,
Okay.
which that would not make sense to you out of the gate. But in the way county government is set up, that's quasi law enforcement with the animal control. The zoning controls of how many animals, kennels, barking, those kind of things. That's a land use issue. That's why it's over in planning.
Okay.
But we do have those things. So if we need internally to help our animal control to understand that if they get a complaint
Yes.
for X amount of animals, they may not have something in their book to go deal with, but another department of county government does, and that routinely handles that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, because that wasn't clarity that day. I did talk with an officer, let alone just somebody from animal control. So, thank you so much. That.
So Patty, let
Yeah.
me do this. Let me get with code enforcement.
Oh.
I've got the topic we discussed
Okay.
on here, and I've got as we were talking, I got a paper pad of these.
Yeah, I know.
But that puts in a little bit better perspective for myself.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously something going on there.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the whole thing is that, when a neighbor has a concern, here's how I wanted to talk to address it to you guys. When we have a concern, it takes a lot to really come out and be forward. You know what I mean? And everybody wants to be a neighbor in their community.
I was able to grab the definitions quickly.
Yeah.
So the number is 4.
Thank you.
So a place for keeping up to 4 animals private.
Okay, thank you.
Once you get to more than 4, so that 5th animal,
okay,
now you're into a commercial kennel.
Thank you.
You're into a business. You're into a different zoning, a different process, and we do have a way to double check on those things.
Thank you. Because, I want to clear this up very quickly, but people don't want to, just outlash somebody to be cruel. But, the concern is that, what I want to say, the concern is that if you think that's not right there, it's just that, I'm sorry, it probably wasn't clear to me. That when I did go to animal control, I'm sorry to be here today. It really seemed
that's fine.
that they needed your guys' support versus saying go to a zoning or go to your commissioner and tell them
the right.
So.
Yeah, you're at the right place. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So that's not.
Yeah.
This is exactly where you should be asking.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Yep, that's all I have.
No, and that's how we get everyone to understand the right. You know,
Mike,
Steps.
it's easy to think it's one phone number called county government.
Yes.
We're all on the party line.
Thank you.
Many departments, and that's part of this process to make sure everyone understands it. And it sounds like our own animal control needs a little update on that.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about Porter County Animal Control.
no, but that
If I could nonprofit for them, I would love to help them.
that's why we're here though. You come, you tell your neighbors if they have issues. That's what we're
Hey, thank you.
And if you
Mr.
see me after the meeting.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
There we go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I'll follow up with you as well.
Yeah, please come
Yep.
out and
Yep.
see our.
I will.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else would like to speak? No one? Okay. Next meeting. Next meeting is July 14th, 10 a.m. Tuesday, July 14th, 10 a.m. Meeting adjourned.